This Civic Type R is back for the next round of muffler modifications. In the last video, we removed the last resonator after the active valve and installed larger tips to give it some more sound. So the customer has driven it now for 2 weeks to get some impressions, and he's bringing it back to cut off another resonator. There is 2 inline resonators, a large one in the middle, then a smaller one up front. We're going to delete the smaller one with the correct size pipe and see how it sounds. So the customer did like removing the rear resonator and changing the diameter of the tips. Even though the tips you wouldn't think would make a difference, the ones we put on are non-resonated and of course a little bit larger, so you get a bit more volume from the outer tips. And then of course removing that middle muffler at the end when the valve is open, you're getting a little bit more tone from that. So we're trying to get the perfect combination where the customer is happy with it. Do it with the valve closed. Now do a valve open. So the noise that you hear up here, I've had a couple of people ask about, it almost sounds like a slight rattle. That's the turbo actuator. That's what is controlling the boost. It's basically a little arm off a electronic actuator, so don't be concerned with that. We're going to call the customer and get him to do some driving with this. We'll put the GoPro on there. We'll get his feedback from it, and we'll get some sound. What do you think?
I love it.
You do?
I love it. It sounds perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It sounded good taking off.
Yeah, it's not too loud.
Yeah, it didn't have an obnoxious sound. You could hear it, but it sounded good.
Yeah, it sounded really good. I think that was the perfect combination, the rear muffler and the front resonator. I think with the big resonator, I think it would have been a little too loud.
The exhaust tips we do sell in the store. You can buy those. You're going to need 3 of those, of course. They're a universal slash cut tip, 4-inch outer diameter. The outer portion can be cut down to suit the need, which you'll see on the video where we replace the tips. I'll put a link in the description. The inner tube from the active valve is pretty close to 72 millimeters, which is about the same size as our inside tip. The outer portions will require a reducer because the outer tip diameter for the factory one is around 1 7/8, 1 3/4, something like that. So you will need to make a spacer piece for that. Again, link in the description if it's something you want to do yourself. We do sell the tips. If not, we'd be glad to do it for you here at LHT Performance.
So yeah, I think it's perfect. Yeah, very happy with it.
It's not too deep going through slow?
No, it sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds great because you can actually hear it. You can actually hear the exhaust.
Yeah.
I think any less, like it was before, it still sounded good, but you didn't really, you had to work to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where now it's more evident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.